Media commentator Glenn Sachs joins me now from Los Angeles. Glenn, if you could give us some insight, first of all, what do presidents normally try to say in their inauguration speech, and what tone do you think Trump will try to strike? Will we see his combative side at all, or will he try to keep it ceremonial?
Well, time and again over the last 18 months, we've expected to see Trump be more presidential, act more presidential, be more humble. And he does it once in a while, and then he always snaps back to be his old self. So I'm not gonna put any bets that he's going to be terribly humble or presidential tomorrow. It might happen, but I'm skeptical about it. But usually the inauguration address, it's a combination. The president talks about his plans for the future, what he's going to do. Also talks about now is a time for unity. We just went through a divisive election. Now we all need to unite for the best of the country. So I expect that we'll be hearing some of those themes from Mr. Trump tomorrow.
Indeed, Trump has made that call for unity in that speech at the concert, and there are all these efforts to get people outside their media bubbles and echo chambers and so on. But given the opposition we're seeing in the streets of Washington, all these protests being held, how difficult is that going to be?
Well, one problem Trump has is he always has this idea that you've got to respond to every single criticism. So somebody will criticize him, and then he'll fly off the handle going after him, going after them. Tomorrow you're going to have all these protesters there. You're going to have protesters the following day. I think what Trump should do is largely ignore that and just basically stay on message. But Trump being Trump, he might end up getting in a battle back and forth with his opponents, and he certainly has many opponents. He's angered a lot of Americans over the past 18 months with a lot of his rhetoric, his insulting of immigrants, negative things he said about women, some of the other issues. There are a lot of people who are very opposed to him, and they're going to be out there in full force, and we'll see how Trump reacts.
And Glenn, what will his first and next steps be once he takes office after the ceremony?
Well, Trump has really emphasized jobs, and I believe that's why he got elected. He's the first president we've had, the first major candidate we've had in many, many years to take deindustrialization seriously, to take our loss of good-paying factory jobs seriously. I think that's why he won. I think that's what a lot of Americans are looking to him for, and I think that's what he's going to be talking about, his plans to bring the jobs back to America, and also his plans to prevent more factory closures. And he's already been doing some of that just in the time that he's been president-elect. So I expect that'll be his big theme. I wouldn't be surprised if he talks about his desire to repeal and replace Obamacare, our health care system. He might talk some about immigration, the border wall he's talking about building. Those might also be themes of his speech.
Glenn Sachs, great to speak to you. Huge thanks for joining us on TRT World from Los Angeles.